Captain, we are receiving an emergency transmission from Starfleet headquarters.
On screen.
Attention all. A Romulan fleet has crossed the neutral zone into Federation space. All civilian ships are advised to avoid sectors along the border. A state of war now exists between the Federation and the Romulan Empire.
Entering Federation space.
There is no response, sir.
Maybe the comm relays are malfunctioning.
See if you can raise any of the local Federation out.
Aye, sir. I will try manual. Captain, I have established communication with Admiral Red.
On screen.
Captain Picard, I'm surprised you managed to get through. The Romulans have disrupted communications through half the...
We received the invasion alert.
Our information is still sketchy, but we know the Romulans destroyed Outpost Gamma 1-5. It looks like the spearhead of their fleet is in the Goldur sector.
The Enterprise is at your disposal, sir.
Good. Then I want you to proceed to the Goldur Delta system and report to Commander...
Admiral, if we encounter the Romulans...
You're free to engage, but don't pick a fight you can't win, Jean-Luc. We can't afford to lose the Enterprise.
And to you, sir. I'm afraid we're all going to need it. Picard out. Lay in a course for the Goldur Delta system. Maximum warp. Engage.
Helm, standard orbit.
Greetings, Captain. I can't tell you how glad we are to see...
We're happy to assist. What can you tell us about the invasion?
The first wave seems to have passed through the sector already. There were dozens of warbirds. We thought we were done for, but they just kept...
They didn't even attempt to attack?
No. It looks like they were headed for the Zatarnus Nebula. We don't know why.
Are there any other ships in the area?
The USS Ayres came through a few hours ago, but they headed off to intercept a group of warbirds. The Klingons have promised to send us support, but we've just detected some incoming warbirds. They're headed for Comm Relay 543 in the Pax-Sonoma system. Captain, we can't afford to lose another comm station.
Commander, the Enterprise is a match for a single warbird, but against any more than that, we risk losing the ship.
Captain, we need those relays intact to coordinate our defenses. So far, the Romulans have used only hit-and-run tactics. They don't seem to want to fight. If the Enterprise shows up, it might be enough to chase them off.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Set course for the Pax-Sonoma system, Warp 9. Engage.
Captain, 3 warbirds are entering the system. They are not cloaked.
Red alert! Shields up!
I don't understand it. They're not even attempting to hide.
Could it be some kind of trick?
Prepare to engage, Mr. Worf.
Captain, the Romulans are changing course. They are retreating.
Helm, change course to intercept. It's time we found out what they're up to.
Sir, one of the warbirds is breaking for...
Coming in from all decks.
Admiral's log, stardate 47199.
Mr. Data, give me a scan of this sector.
Scanning. Sensors report no unusual activity, sir. All spatial parameters... What are your orders, Captain?
I should like to consider this...
There is no response, sir.
Maybe the...
See if you...
I... Captain, I have established
On screen.
Captain.
We...
Oh,
The... laying a course for the Gold... Engage.
Helm?
Greetings, Cap.
We're happy to...
The first...
Are there...
We've just...
Commander.
Captain.
All right. Set course. Engage.
Captain, 3 warbirds are entering the system. They are not cloaked.
Red alert!
I don't understand it. They're not
Could it be some kind of...
Prepare to...
Captain, the...
Helm...
Sir, sensors are picking...
Evasive maneuvers.
Aye, Captain.
Savor your victory while you can, Captain. You will find...
Mr. Worf, you're...
Captain,
Is there anything...
We're in need of...
We'd like to help, Captain, but...
Any suggestions?
I'm sorry, Captain.
Mr. Worf, you're an...
Captain,
Mr. Data.
I suggest...
Admiral Williams.
I'd like...
Of course. You're to report back.
Picard,
Is there any...
could you repeat your orders?
You're to proceed to COM Relay 543 in the Paxonoma system.
Understood.
Captain, they are not cloaked.
Red alert!
I don't understand it. They're not even
Could it be some kind of trick?
Prepare to engage, Mr. Worf.
Captain, the Romulans are changing course. They are retreating.
Then it appears we've done our job. Let them go, Mr. Worf.
What do you have to report?
The relay station has been secured.
Good work, Captain. But I'm afraid I have some disturbing news. We've lost
Another Romulan attack?
Possibly. In his last report, Captain Ward said he'd encountered and destroyed several warbirds. Apparently, they weren't using their cloaking devices and were badly underarmed.
We heard rumors that the Romulans had refitted a number of warbirds, but why would they purposely weaken their battleships before an invasion?
Maybe you'll find the answer to that when you find the heirs.
We'll do our best, Commander. Picard out. Set course for the Berimar system. Maximum warp. Engage.
Sensors are picking up debris and radiation consistent with the destruction of an Ambassador-class vessel. The heirs.
Are there any signs of survivors?
No, sir.
Captain, Romulan warbird decloaking to starboard.
Evasive maneuvers.
Attention, Romulan vessel.
I am Tirilak, commander of the Imperial warbird Psionex.
Your ship is crippled, Tirilak. I'm offering to beam you and your crew aboard the Enterprise. You will be well treated.
No doubt. Unfortunately, we will not be able to accept your generous offer.
Captain, energy emissions from the Psionex are rapidly increasing. I believe they have activated their self-destruct system.
Helm, back us off. I don't want us anywhere near that ship when it goes.
Why did your ships cross the neutral zone, Tirilak? Surely you knew that you would be intercepted.
Of course we did.
Then what was the purpose? There was nothing to be gained from this.
We gained far more than you realize.
Mr. Data, lock onto Commander Tirilak. Beam him aboard now.
Yes, sir.
Too late, Picard. Too late for all of you.
What do you have to...
The heirs was lost with all hands. We engaged and defeated a warbird, but unfortunately, the Romulans destroyed themselves to avoid capture.
The Romulans have a strange conception of honor. Well, there's no time to dwell on that. I have another assignment for you.
We're in need of some repair.
There's no time. We've just received a communication from a Klingon attack cruiser in the Bela system. They reported engaging 3 warbirds headed for this outpost. Give the Klingons any assistance they need, and make sure...
We're on our way. Lay in a course for the ballast system, Warp 9. Engage.
We are receiving a message from Captain Kidra of the Bortas.
The Bortas was one of the first Klingon ships to offer assistance when the Romulan invasion began.
Captain Kidra fought with me against the Duras. He is a warrior of great courage.
Put him on screen. Greetings, Captain. This is Jean-Luc Picard of the Enterprise.
Captain Picard, it is an honor.
The honor is mine. Lieutenant Worf speaks very highly of you.
As well he should. We crushed many enemies together. Well, I bear good news, Captain. We have saved one of your communication relays from a Romulan attack.
Then we are in your debt. Do you require any assistance with your ship or crew?
None whatsoever. We were completely unscathed. And, Captain, we captured a warbird and many prisoners. It was a truly glorious victory.
You captured a Romulan warbird without any resistance?
They had little to resist us with. When we boarded their ship, we found that it had been severely modified, stripped of most weapons and many other systems as well.
Why would they purposely make themselves so vulnerable?
The modifications nearly doubled their engine power. It seems they were willing to sacrifice weapons for speed.
Captain, such modifications would have placed extreme stresses on the warbird's hull. It would not have survived an extended mission.
Maybe they never expected to survive. Maybe they were on a suicide mission.
But a suicide mission for what?
During our interrogations, the prisoners mentioned a weapon of some kind. Perhaps that is what they were seeking.
What exactly did you learn from...
They spoke of an ancient weapon, a relic of a long-dead race known as the Chodak. A weapon of ultimate power which would solve all their problems, put an end to their war, and destroy both the Federation and the Klingon Empire.
You sound as if you don't believe this weapon exists.
It is nothing more than a desperate fantasy. According to our reports, their empire will soon be overrun by alien invaders. The Romulans are clutching for anything they think can save them.
Assuming the weapon is real, how did the Romulans expect to find it?
Apparently, they found clues to the weapon's supposed location at the site of some Chodak ruins. Now they're wasting valuable ships on a useless quest while their empire burns. Fools.
Can you tell us anything else about the Romulans' war?
They are fighting a formidable adversary. Extremely powerful aliens from the far side of their empire. We know nothing more than that.
With your permission, I'd like to question the Romulan commander myself. I can beam over immediately.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. The commander is presently... indisposed. Perhaps permanently.
Tell me about the battle.
We were on patrol in the ballast system near your relay station when we detected 3 warbirds approaching rapidly.
You engaged 3 warbirds with a single ship.
I wouldn't care to face those odds even in the Enterprise.
We were ready for an honorable death as we closed with their lead ship. We locked our disruptors, prepared to fire, and they fled. The cowards ran from us even though they held the advantage.
They didn't even attempt to attack the station?
They were concerned only with escape. By the time we disabled their first ship, the other 2 were already out of range.
Were you able to track them?
Yes, for a while. We believe they were heading for the Zetanis Nebula.
We appreciate your help, Kidra. Thank you. Kapla.
Success to you as well, Picard. Good hunting.
Captain, what do you have to report?
The Bortas chased off the warbirds.
1 Klingon ship chased off 3 warbirds?
Not only that, it disabled and captured one of them.
I think I'll send Captain Kedra a bottle of Saurian brandy along with my thanks.
He certainly earned it. According to his prisoners, the Romulans are not interested in invading the Federation, at least not yet. Apparently they're heading for the Zetanis Nebula.
That nebula has no strategic value. What are they looking for?
We believe they're seeking an ancient weapon built by the Chodak.
The Chodak? I've heard the stories. Some kind of star-eating superweapon hidden in the nebula. But they're just stories. The Romulans wouldn't risk war over a myth.
But the Romulans never do anything without considering all the consequences. Perhaps there's more truth to these stories than we realized.
All right, Captain. A pair of Klingon attack cruisers have just arrived in the sector to support us. I think we can manage without you. If you want to investigate this Chodak weapon further, you're free to do so.
Thank you, Commander. I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Sir, we are receiving a signal from Starfleet. It is
on screen. Greetings, Admiral. What can we do for you?
Captain, Commander Chan notified us of your findings. Your suspicions that this was not a full-scale invasion appear to be correct. The Romulan incursion appears to be limited to the sectors between the neutral zone and the Zetanis Nebula.
We must find out what they're really after.
Agreed. The recurring thread through all this seems to be the Chodak. Do you have any ideas where to begin?
Most of the surviving Chodak ruins are in Romulan space. However, we recently discovered a new site on Phrygia. There's also a Vulcan archaeologist, Shaynok, who's an expert on the Chodak. I'll attempt to contact him as well.
All right, Captain. Good luck. Williams out.
What could the Romulans be up to?
They are not eager to fight. Their actions seem somewhat desperate.
I'm beginning to wonder if this really is an invasion after all.
According to the information provided by Captain Kedra, the modifications to the warbirds will render the ships unusable within a few weeks. That would seem inconsistent with the needs of a long-term occupational force.
But they made those modifications for a reason. Speed. It looks like they're trying to get to the Zetanis Nebula as fast as they can.
Agreed. The question is, why?
What are your orders, Captain?
Lay in a course for Shonoisho Epsilon 6, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Captain, an urgent message is coming in from Chancellor Larak of Phrygia.
On screen.
Captain Picard, a Romulan warbird has invaded our system. You promised to defend us. Please come as quickly as you can.
Engage.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Get us out of here.
Aye, aye, sir.
know as well as I that our ships are evenly matched. A fight is in nobody's best interest.
I am very much interested in a fight, Captain. The destruction of the Enterprise will be a great boost to my career.
Their shields are
Savor your
failing.
victory while you can, Captain. You will find it short-lived.
Warning. Entering nebula. Entering Federation space.
Captain's log supplemental. We have arrived at Phrygius in response to a distress call from Chancellor Larac. Although he claims to have been attacked by the Romulans, we can find no evidence that any battle ever took place.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Need a moment.
You know as well as I that
I am...
Mr. Worf, you have tactical.
Captain, I am honored.
Targeting Romulan warbird.
Torpedo locked. Our laser fire missed.
Mr. Worf, you have tactical.
Captain, I am honored.
Admiral.
Warning. Entering nebula. Entering Federation space.
Captain's log supplemental. We have arrived at Frigid.
Sensors are
Do you need a moment, Captain? I understand you humans need to pray.
You know...
I am...
There is no response to our hail.
No damage.
Torpedo away.
Fire. Fire.
Our phaser fire missed.
Fire.
No damage.
We have been hit. Torpedo away.
Engage tactical maneuver. Fire.
Our phaser fire. Torpedo locked.
Fire.
Warning.
Enemy ship is firing.
Admiral's log.
Warning. Entering nebula. Entering Federation space.
Captain's log supplemental. We have arrived at Frigis in response to a distress call from Chancellor Larac. Although he claims to have been attacked by the Romulans, we can find no evidence that any battle ever took place.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Do you need a moment, Captain? I understand you humans need to pray before death.
You know as well as I that our ships are evenly matched. A fight is in nobody's best interest.
I am very much interested in a fight, Captain. The destruction of the Enterprise will be a great boost to my career. who are about to die, salute you.
The enemy has engaged in self-destruct sequence.
I cannot begin to thank you for coming to our rescue. If I can help you in any way,
I'd like to beam a team down to your planet and talk with you more direct.
you and your crew will be most welcome.
Beam down coordinates selected.
Thank you for allowing us to beam down.
I welcome you in the Lawgiver's name. Although the sects have refused to help, I am more than willing to assist you.
Your world appears to be intact. I trust there was no damage from the Romulan vessel.
The Romulans were not as courteous as you were, so we never let down our defenses. They were unable to penetrate our chameleon field, and they left without inflicting any damage.
How did the Romulans manage to find you?
The Garidians and the Romulans are allies. The commander of that Garidian ship you met must have gone back and told them.
Why would the Romulans be interested in Phrygius?
At first, we thought they wanted to help their allies by forcing us to return to Garrod, but instead, they demanded information about the Chodak and the Unity device. We remained silent so they couldn't find us.
The ancient Chodak have suddenly assumed great importance in galactic affairs. We were hoping you could tell us some more about them.
Our people have always been fascinated by the ruins found when our ancestors arrived here. Over the years, we have learned many things about the Chodak society and technology.
What do you know about Chodak technology?
We do not fully understand the principles behind it, but we've been able to make some of it function. The chameleon field that disguises our world, for example, is a Chodak invention.
What else have you discovered about Chodak technology?
They had an unusual way of navigating that seemed to be based on how long it took to travel between different points at a particular speed. Unfortunately, I don't know how they defined their basic units, so I can't be more specific.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Chodak technology?
They created special shielding materials which could block out any transporter beams we know of, yet their own transporters could pass through them easily.
What else have you discovered about Chodak technology?
They use devices similar to isolinear rods as keys to many of their machines. Here, let me give you one.
How does it work?
When this programmer is twisted around the rod's end, it can alter the rod's settings, making it a sort of all-purpose key. If you use the programmer properly, you can activate almost any Chodak machine or computer.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Chodak technology?
The crowning glory of their technology was something called the Unity device that made it possible for them to control their far-flung empire.
Do you have any more details about this Unity device?
I think it was a superweapon with almost unlimited powers. When the Chodak lost it somehow, their empire fell apart almost immediately.
What do you know about Chodak society?
Their empire spanned this quadrant, encompassing tens of thousands of star systems. It endured for 100,000 years. Then, 900,000 years ago, it disintegrated, almost overnight.
It's unusual for such an immense empire to last that long. What was the secret of their success?
They had a talent for administration. They had an entire planet called Alanor, from which they ruled their empire. The bureaucracy must have been colossal.
What else do you know about Chodak history?
We believe that the group which settled here and built these structures was not from the mainstream of Chodak society.
Why do you say that?
For one reason, this is a very small base. The structures the Chodak built could not have held more than a few thousand people. This could not have been a major colony.
And for another?
The Chodak settlers often referred to Alinor as the seat of evil, and frequently said that the Unity device, the Empire's chief means of control, had to be destroyed.
Perhaps the settlers here were similar to your own ancestors, fleeing an established society to pursue a different vision.
Perhaps, but I suspect the Chodak here played a far more active role. This outpost was only inhabited for a few decades, which coincided almost exactly with the end of the Empire as a whole.
These reasons are not strong grounds for believing the settlers here were rebels.
There are 1,000 more small clues, all pointing to the same conclusion. But there is one major mystery which could resolve the question completely.
What is this mystery?
A century ago, our scientists found a Chodak data crystal. We believe it contains the answers we seek, but unfortunately, the crystal is extremely old and fragile. Our equipment is not sophisticated enough to read it without destroying it.
Perhaps the Enterprise's computers could read your Chodak data crystal safely.
Very well. I will entrust the crystal to you. All I ask is that you share whatever you discover to satisfy our own curiosity.
If you'll excuse me, I have other duties to attend to. Perhaps we can talk again later.
As you wish. May the spirit of the lawgiver guide your path through the stars.
We've done all we can here. Beam us up. Chancellor Larac was most helpful. We now know what the Romulans are seeking.
Do you think the Romulans have really found the Unity device?
We know already if they had.
The device is that powerful?
I'm not sure, but without it, an empire which spanned this entire section of the galaxy disintegrated overnight.
What are your orders, Captain?
Set course for Horst 3, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
The ancient Chodak race seems to be at the heart of the current situation. The Vulcan scholar Shinnok was studying some of their ruins. Perhaps he could give us more information.
Primary core access enabled. Systems online.
I think it's more than coincidence that references to the Chodak keep appearing everywhere we look. Maybe that Vulcan scholar Shinnok could tell us some more about them.
Chancellor Larac was totally honest with us.
Mr. Worf, you're enough.
Captain.
Any success, Mr. Data?
Only in part, sir. Much of the information was corrupted, as we had feared. But there is one section that may be of interest in our current situation. As Chancellor Larac guessed, Phrygia was indeed a rebel base. The crystal explains how the rebels stole information from the main computer on Alinor and used it to attack the Unity device itself. The rebels used a programmable encryption rod to access Alinor's main computer and learn vital information about the Unity device. This information was then used to plan a raid against the Unity device. There is then a corrupted section and a brief mention of a space freighter called the Rinkel. I am not certain what the connection is between the freighter and the raid. The complete text of the information may of course be found in the ship's computer.
Primary core access enabled. Systems online.
Helm, standard orbit.
Captain's log. We have arrived at Horse 3 to request some advice from the noted Vulcan archaeologist, Shanok. Instead, all we have found here is a recorded message buoy broadcasting continuously.
To whoever hears this message, the sudden incursion into this region of space by a flotilla of Romulan warships has made this remote expedition untenable. For the safety of my crew, I have decided to abandon this site temporarily. In the name of science, I ask that you do not disturb my work on this planet. There is one site that requires special care. The Chodak site seems to have a field that camouflages it to normal sensors. I located it mostly by accident. There is a platform jutting out part way down a deep shaft in the ground. Further investigation has been blocked by an ancient rock slide.
As much as I would like to honor Shanok's request to leave the site alone, we don't have that luxury. The current situation makes it imperative that we learn where this planet Alanor is. This Chodak base may have the information we need. We should form an away team at once to investigate this shaft that Shanok spoke of, but we'll have to be careful to disturb as little on the site as possible.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Intercept the target.
Helm.
Yellow
A Romulan
alert.
warbird is on sensors. Locking weapons.
Mr. Worf, you have tactical.
Captain, I am honored. Locking weapons. We are being hailed.
Do you need a...
You know as well.
I am...
Targeting Romulan warbird.
Torpedo away. Turret hit.
Savor your victory while you can, Captain.
Fire.
Targeting Romulan warbird.
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Alert canceled. Condition green.